Hey guys, my name is Michelle Copeland. I am going to talk about speech errors today. Bear with me, I'm congested right now. I'm trying to get a cold. All these allergies are killing me. But when we accidentally switch the placement of letters of a word in a sentence but still form a grammatic sentence, why can we still understand what that person was trying to say? This question was really interesting to me because I know that I do this a lot, and I'm sure that you do too. The term for the error in speech in which corresponding consonants, vowels, or morphemes are switched between two words in a phrase is called a spoonerism. A couple examples of these are a blushing cow would be a crushing blow, or a well-boiled icicle is a well-oiled bicycle. And then a kind of a longer one. You have hissed all of my mystery lectures. You have tasted a whole worm. Please leave NSU on the next town drain. Which the correct sentence is, you have missed all of my history lectures. You have wasted a whole term. Please leave NSU on the next down train. Another term that refers to changing the vowels or the final consonants of two syllables, giving them a new meaning, is called a kniferism. Some examples of kniferisms would be a hypodermic nurdle, which is a hypodermic needle, or a park, which would be a car park, or like duck and duchess, which would be duke and duchess. These terms were actually named after the Oxford Don and the ordained minister William Archibald Spooner, who was actually famous for doing these type of speech errors. I have actually an interesting brain teaser that I'd like to play that kind of shows how your brain works to form a phrase from random words and kind of put it together. So if you read that phrase right there, you can see if there's a hidden phrase within. It's just random words, and there's going to be a hidden phrase within. So what you'll do is you're going to try to read it as fast as you can, and just kind of slur the words together, and it should come up with the phrase. If you want to go ahead and pause it, see if you can figure it out, go ahead and do that now. Alright, so if you couldn't figure it out, the phrase is "the sky is the limit." I realized that the easiest thing for me to do was kind of break it up. I would say "the sky is really quick," or "they'll hem it really quick," and I was trying to get, and then I would just kind of put them together. One of the earliest observations of hemispheric specialization was for language. Some researchers think that while the left hemisphere is dominant in processing words that you can see or hear, the right hemisphere plays an important role in interpreting their meaning when they're strung together to make a sentence. So with all that information, we now know the left and the right hemispheres work together, and we can now look at the various flips people can make in their conversation. So one of them is anticipation. An example of that would be saying something like an expiring expression. You're taking the first two letters of that last word and sticking them to that word right before it. So instead of it being expiring expression, which is what you said, you meant to say an inspiring expression. That's anticipation. The second one, sorry, the horns are getting loud over here. The second one would be preservation. So an example of that would be saying we sat down to a bounteous beast, instead of saying, which we're taking that bounteous, that B, and putting it on that last letter or that last word, instead of it being bounteous feast like it's supposed to be. Reversal, which is what I do all the time, instead of saying like butterfly, you're saying flutterby. So you're just literally taking the first two, like when you have two words put together, you're taking those and staying opposite of each other. And one of the other ones, the last one, is the Spoonerisms, which is what we talked about at the beginning. I found like learning about speech errors to be really interesting, reading the book and stuff, because I was able to kind of dive into it a little bit more. I know that I didn't know there was different types of slips. I just knew that I would make a slip and that was it. I didn't know that there was a reasoning behind it or anything like that, or that your brain works together in that way. So I thought it was really cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.